Do you feel that in the air? December is here, and one small detail can flip everything in Foxborough. Today we've got a unit that started slow, turned into a brick wall, and is still starving for more. We've got a health update that changes the entire chessboard, if you notice what nobody's really talking about. And on the other side, a division king feeling the throne shake, with this rivalry boiling over, and a social media shot that might turn into pure fuel. You're not going to believe what we've got today, so sit back, smash that like button, and let's get right into it. Patriots Nation, I need an answer. How do you think this ends? Foxborough has that don't blink vibe we all recognize. Because when the Patriots defense finds an identity, it's not just numbers, it's personality, and that changes everything. Yeah, the start of the season was a little shaky. There were games where we all looked around like, where's that Patriot way edge? But over the last stretch, this unit has turned into one of the toughest in football. And the scariest part for everyone else? They're not satisfied. Robert Spy Lane, captain heartbeat of that front, said the exact thing you love hearing this time of year. Hunger. And I'm not talking about a cute press conference quote. I'm talking about the kind of mentality that shows up on 3rd and short, in the red zone, on that final drive when the other team is trying to steal the game. His message was basically, we've won, sure, but we've still got a lot left in the tank. We can play way better defense. That's not hype. That's a warning with a smile. And why does it matter so much right now? Because the challenge isn't just any opponent. It's Josh Allen, a quarterback who turns broken plays into highlights and turns a defense that's in perfect position into a group sprinting to clean up a mess. Spillane didn't sugarcoat it. Allen extends plays. He's got the arm to hit any spot on the field. He forces you to plaster longer than you want, and he can be the primary runner on designed QB runs, meaning there's no coasting, no almost. Against Allen, almost becomes 7 points. Here's the part I love most though, identity. It's not just talent, it's fundamentals, reps, discipline. Spillane said they've been building it since day one, back in OTAs, and it's only gotten stronger. That feels like Vrabel football. It's the type of team that doesn't rely on magic. It relies on doing your job. Clean tackling, staying in contain, playing your angles, communicating pre-snap, adjusting on the fly. That's how you take oxygen away from an offense. But here's the sweaty palms part. You can have the best identity in the world, and Josh Allen still finds a crack. So the real question is whether this Patriots defense is ready to do the thing that separates a good team from a championship level team. Slam the door shut when the game demands ice in your veins. Because if that hunger is real, if that "we've got more" shows up on Sunday, the AFC East might change hands right in front of our eyes. And while we're still processing that edge from the defense, here comes the kind of news that instantly changes the mood heading into a game like this. Mike Vrabel walked into his Friday press conference without making a big show, but he delivered what every fan wants to hear in December. The Patriots are healthy. Like actually healthy. Not the "he'll try to go" version. The version where your roster is nearly whole for the biggest stretch run of the year. Outside of 2 major starters already placed on IR, left tackle Will Campbell and defensive tackle Milton Williams, the Patriots are expecting to be close to full strength for Sunday's showdown with the Bills at Gillette Stadium. And with the division right there with the playoffs looming, that's not a small thing. Health in December isn't a detail, it's an advantage. Sure, it's not perfect. Reserve running back Terrell Jennings is out with a concussion, and Spillane himself is officially questionable with a foot issue. That's a real note. But when you zoom out, the story gets better. Christian Barmore, Khyiris Tonga, Harold Landry, Jared Wilson, Brendan Schooler, those guys needed that extra week, and they got it. Friday's report basically confirmed the progress. Barmore was limited, but it sounded precautionary. The expectation is he's a full go against Buffalo, and if Barmore is moving the way he normally moves, that matters, because this matchup isn't only about Josh Allen. Back in Week 5, the Patriots went into Buffalo and won by messing with the Bills' flow in a very specific way. They took away James Cook, and that wasn't luck. Cook is the thermostat for their offense. When he hits 100 yards, Buffalo becomes a different animal. When he doesn't, the attack gets more predictable. That game against New England, Cook was held to 49 yards, scoreless, And he didn't hurt you as a receiver either. Tonga was a huge part of it, holding gaps, eating space, letting the linebackers run free. Spillane had his welcome to Foxborough moment, tackles, run stuffs, a forced fumble. Now, losing Milton Williams hurts, no doubt, but getting Tonga back changes the entire look of the run defense. And here's the chess move. If you contain Cook, you force Allen into a higher volume passing script against a secondary, led by Christian Gonzalez and Marcus Jones. And let's be honest, Khalil Shakir, Joshua Palmer, Gabe Davis, Dalton Kincaid, those aren't the kinds of names that scare a confident secondary in a game this big. If the Patriots can control the run, stay disciplined with rush lanes, and make Allen live in tight windows, Buffalo suddenly looks a lot more human. Put it all together, and it becomes a brutal problem for the Bills. New England is coming in on a 10-game win streak, at home, healthier than most teams this late in the season, with a clear plan. When the pieces line up like that, something big usually follows. And if that still doesn't have your heart rate up, let's talk about what's really on the line. History. Because this isn't just another win, this is a throne shaking. For nearly a decade, the Kansas City Chiefs owned the AFC West. That's done. Now the Bills, who've held the AFC East for 5 straight years, are the ones feeling the ground move under their feet. And Bills Mafia treats that division crown like it's theirs by default. The NFL doesn't care about defaults. The last time Buffalo didn't win the AFC East was 2019. And yeah, that was also the last year a certain number 12 was wearing Patriots colors. Since then, the Bills turned the division into their playground. But for the first time in years, control isn't in their hands, it's in New England's. Drake May said something this week that might sound simple, but it carries real weight. He said the Bills have had a bullseye on their back. He said winning the division head-to-head against them is the best way to do it. That's not empty talk. That's mindset. That's understanding the moment. Because if the Patriots win on Sunday, it's not just a celebration, it's math. Buffalo would be eliminated from winning the AFC East. Eliminated, with 3 games still left. Think about that. New England would have a 3-game lead with 3 to play and would own the tiebreaker with a season sweep over Josh Allen. That changes narratives, power, respect, everything. Even if the Bills still grab a wildcard spot, watching New England take the crown hurts way more than any random loss in October. And here's what makes it even more dangerous for Buffalo. This doesn't feel like a Patriots team surviving. This feels like a young, confident group that doesn't flinch in big moments. Meanwhile, Buffalo walks into Gillette with pressure dripping off the walls. Pressure to prove they still run this division. Pressure not to repeat what the Chiefs just lived through out west. So here's the simple, terrifying question for Bills Mafia. Does the reign end exactly where the nightmare always started? In Foxborough? And as if the on-field stakes weren't high enough, the rivalry is spilling into the timeline. Because let's be real, these last 5 years haven't exactly been fun for New England fans. After a 20-year dynasty where losing felt like a banned word around Foxborough, we went through the grind. But now, with a young quarterback who plays fearless football and a head coach with a proven track record, the Patriots aren't asking for permission anymore. They're forcing their way back into the center of the league's conversation. And that is clearly bothering people in Buffalo. Because with the Patriots walking into Week 15 with the division in their grasp, the idea of New England getting the hats and shirts on Sunday, on this field, has Bills fans sick. And when insecurity hits, it usually shows up the same way every time: social media. Over the last few days, some Bills fans tried to downplay Drake May. The angle? A meme floating around Twitter X clowning him for not having a 300-yard passing game yet. And here's the funniest part. They accidentally roasted themselves. Because Josh Allen, yes, their franchise hero, didn't throw for 300 plus in a game until the first game of his 3rd season. And Drake May is in year 2, with fewer starts, less time in the league, and a younger roster around him. So what was meant to be a jab turned into free motivation. Because that stuff gets screenshotted, it gets shared, it becomes locker room chatter, it becomes bulletin board material. And you already know how the NFL works. If the right people inside the building see it, it gets used. Now imagine the script: division on the line, rivalry at a boiling point, and Drake May drops his first 300-yard game against Buffalo, in the biggest spot, against the loudest enemy. That would feel like the opening chapter of a new era. Even if it doesn't happen exactly like that, the fact that Bills fans feel the need to mock May at all tells you everything. They're worried. They feel the shift. While one side talks out of fear, the other side keeps working. And when that happens in Foxborough, the team that laughs last usually wears navy, red, and white. At the end of the day, everything connects. A defense that found its identity and still wants more. A roster getting healthier at the most brutal point of the season. A rival dynasty feeling the crown slip. And a young quarterback getting targeted because he's already a problem. None of that is random. It's momentum. It's timing. It's opportunity. Sunday isn't just deciding a game. It's deciding narrative, respect, and the future of the AFC East. Now I want to hear from you, Patriots Nation. Is this the game that officially marks the turning point, where the new era becomes real? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you're here with us every day, because Foxborough is ready.